What's going on, YouTube family? It's your man Pristine back with another video. Okay, gaming handhelds. Rogue Xbox Ally, Ally X, Lenovo Legion Go 2, both variants, Z2, Z2 Extreme, Rogue Xbox Ally, Z2A, Z2 Extreme, $599 for the Xbox Rogue Ally, $999, $1,000, plus tax depending on where you're at. For the Rogue Xbox Ally X, $1099.99 for the Legion Go 2, $1349.99 for the Legion Go 2 top tier model with the Z2 Extreme. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a lot of money. And even if you have the money to spend, doesn't mean that you should. So I understand that the Rogue Xbox Ally X and the Lenovo Legion Go 2, the $1349.99 variant, are for a specific type of gamer that just want everything maxed out, highest resolutions, frame rates, all that type of thing. And you still may run into some complications, but it's less likely because of the power that those things have underneath the hood. But the question that I'm posing is, to get a really, really good handheld gaming experience, do you have to spend that amount of money? In my opinion, the answer is no, because there's so many different options that are out there. Okay. I think that right now, one of the most compelling deals, if you're somebody like me and you like the bigger screens, is the Lenovo Legion Go. The first gen. Came out in 2022. It's came out in 2023 rather. So it's a couple years old. Z1 Extreme processor, even though there is another variant that's more of a dumbed down variant of that. I would get this variant right here. You know what I mean? Because now that the Legion Go 2 is out, I just picked up this bad boy right here, which is the Legion Go first gen for $599, ladies and gentlemen. The same price as an Xbox Rogue Ally, or the Rogue Xbox Ally, which I had before this. Now, the reason why you see this rather than the Rogue Xbox Ally is I like the Rogue Xbox Ally. I like the form factor. I like the fact that it feels like an Xbox remote just with the screen in the middle of it. I like the haptics, the speakers. Oh my God. The speakers are just mind-blowing. I like the fact that they're front-facing, and that's one of the things about this, even though I hear that on the Legion Go 2 that the speakers have been improved, the speakers here on the Legion Go first gen are top-firing, and they're not the best. Not really a determining factor for me because, I have Bluetooth headphones that I pair to these things, and I just, throw my Bluetooth in, and man, that just solves any issues that you may have with the audio that comes from the machine itself. So that's not really a big deal to me. It's definitely not a determining factor. I understand that the Legion Go 2 has the OLED display. Supposed, a bigger battery, better battery life, storage. It's got the controllers around it. A lot of people, griped about how, the controllers here are squared, and after holding it for a while, it will start to dig into the palm of your hand and it can cause discomfort. But, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you realize this, but the removable controllers from the Legion Go 2 are sold separately, and they also fit on the Legion Go 1, first gen. So you can buy those separately. I believe that the left one is $59.99 and the right one is $79.99, because the right one is the one that you can, remove it and do FPS mode. And so it's got a little bit more technology on it than the left one does. And so that's why there's a $20 difference there. But, you don't necessarily need to go and buy a Legion Go 2, especially if you already have a Legion Go first gen and it's the Z1 Extreme series. Just buy the new remotes, You can get a replacement battery. You can increase the storage. And this is only if you're willing to tinker with your system a bit. You know what I'm saying? You don't necessarily have to do these things. If you want to trade in your first gen for a second one and pay the difference for the second gen and pay the difference, then hey, do what you do, right? I'm just simply saying, I'm talking more so from a standpoint of practicality and saving money. So let me talk a little bit about my experience with the Rogue Xbox Ally, which I think that it's a good machine for what it does. But a lot of it comes down, ladies and gentlemen, to the type of games that you like to play. Okay, I'm the kind of guy to where when I game, I'm a survival horror guy to the heart, right? And so games like Resident Evil, The Last of Us, Silent Hill, the whole series, but most recently, the Silent Hill 2 remake. I'm now playing Silent Hill F on my PS5 Pro. Alan Wake 1 and 2. Alan Wake 2 is insane, crazy. The Evil Within 1 and 2, Dead Space. I beat all the Dead Spaces. Tormented Souls, The Blair Witch Project, Chronos, Callisto Protocol, Until Dawn, The Quarry, the Dark Pictures Anthology, all 4 of the games under that genre. Alien Isolation, the most recently released Alien Rogue Incursion, Battlefield 6, Chorus. Like I'm a huge fan of. I don't know if you guys remember this game back in the day, like called 1942. It was like an over-the-head airplane shooter, and I think it took place in like World War II or something. The game was filthy. I used to play it in the arcade all the time, and so I like games like that. And so just when I'm just looking for like mindless entertainment, then I'll play games like that. Chorus. One of my favorites is this game called AI, filthy. Everspace, Martha is Dead, The Beast Inside, A Quiet Place, the Quiet Place game, A Plague Tale 1 and 2, Project Nightmare, Case 36. Those are the types of games that I like to play. And so even when I'm gaming on handhelds, those are the games that I like to play. And I prefer to be able to play those games seamlessly. So what I did was, Hellblade Sinuous, the first one, Sinuous Saga, and then the second one, Sinuous Sacrifice. The second one is Sinuous Saga Hellblade 2, which is on Game Pass. And so what I did was I downloaded that onto my Rogue Xbox Ally. And within like 5 minutes of the introductory to the game, it crashed. Like the screen started blinking, it started blinking like just real crazily. And then it went off. And so I uninstalled the game, reinstalled it, and was like, okay, maybe that was a glitch or something. Now, mind you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm relatively new to handheld PC gaming and, just having to go into settings and, tweak this, tweak that in order to get the game to function. I'm not used to that. That's why I've always been more so of a console gamer, because with consoles, yeah, you have some options under the settings menu for these games, but it's not like you're having to go in and tweak a whole bunch. It'll say, okay, do you want performance mode or do you want this mode or what have you? Usually I just ride with the mode that it's on by default and I just hit start, choose my difficulty setting, right? I like challenges, and so I play all my games on the hard setting, and then I just go. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not really all that familiar with having to go into the settings. I'm learning. I'm getting there. And I'm a fast learner, right? So that's always been one of my strengths. It does not take me long to catch on to things. And so I'm catching on. But I was like, okay, let me reinstall the game and then see if I have better luck with it, because I wanted to play the game, but I didn't want to be like, this is my office/man cave where I've got my whole YouTube studio set up right over here. I've got 4 monitors in here. I got my Series X right here, my PS5 Pro right here, connected to a 4K TV right here. And so I don't have to deal with that situation of, oh, the kids want to watch the TV or my wife wants to watch something. Like, we're not sharing TVs like that, man. I have my own space where I can come and just do my own thing. But I don't always just want to be in the confines of this room. Sometimes I just want to go downstairs and chill on the couch and game, or be in my bedroom in the bed, snuggled up with my wife. She's over here reading her book. I'm over here, playing my game, on my handheld. And, sometimes I just want to be up like that as it pertains to my gaming experience. I don't always just want to be in here. So that's the game that I wanted to play. And I'm like, well, man, this is an Xbox machine, right? Xbox is claiming that the Rogue Xbox Ally X is an Xbox. And, we've got the full screen Xbox experience, Game Pass, all that. Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 is a Game Pass game. So why wouldn't it be able to run on an Xbox machine? So I downloaded it again. Same thing. First 5 minutes, it did the exact same thing. The screen started blinking black and white, and then it crashed again, like completely turned off. The only game that I had played prior to that was Gears of War Reloaded, and I went to Steam on it, and I downloaded the demo for Tormented Souls 2. Now, that was an interesting experience as well, because although that can run Steam, I noticed that demo was very choppy. Like, it ran, but it wasn't smooth. And I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, I know that this isn't how this game runs. This can't be how this game runs. So what I did was I fired up my Steam Deck. And, anything that you download on Steam, then it's in your Steam library. So what I did was, it was on my Steam library as soon as I cut it on. And so I downloaded the Tormented Souls 2 demo on my Steam Deck here. Took about 5 minutes or so. Actually like 3 minutes. Fired it up, hit start, started playing. Way better experience. Everything was nice and smooth with the demo. And so I couldn't understand for the life of me, okay, why is it that the demo was choppy on my Rogue Xbox Ally X, but it's a nice, smooth, seamless experience on my Steam Deck? And so that just kind of put me in the mindset of, well, maybe just because something has the ability to run Steam, it's not to say that the experience is going to be what you think it will be if it's not a Steam OS run device. And so I had to make a decision, ladies and gentlemen. I was like, okay, well, I done spent $600 on this console, and the types of games that I like to play, it doesn't appear, and maybe I'm wrong, but for me, first impressions mean a lot. Maybe I could have went in and just tweaked a few settings or whatnot, and maybe my experience would have been much better. But I noticed too with the Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, at the beginning of the game, Senua is like on a beach, and it's like a gray, gloomy day. She's on a beach, and the sun is like really bright in the game. And I noticed that the sun was extremely overexposed. Like, it was making the screen really bright to where I couldn't even see anything. I couldn't see where I was going. And so it's like the only way that I could tell where I was going was to look away from the sun and, pan the camera down to look at the ground as I'm moving around. And that's how I was able to navigate. But every time I looked up to where the sky was present, it was just completely bright, and it would just completely wash out everything on the screen. And then, like I said, within about 5 minutes of navigating my character, which is Senua in the game, the screen started blinking black and white, and then it would just crash. It did this to me twice. And so, but like I said, when I played Gears of War Reloaded, before that, it ran just fine. No problems. I didn't have to tweak anything or anything like that. So that was very off-putting for me. And so I was thinking, okay, well, maybe I should just bite the bullet, return it, pay the difference, and get the Rogue Xbox Ally X and just spend over $1,000, because I'm in Seattle, Washington, ladies and gentlemen. Taxes here are like 10.5%. So something that costs $1,000, that's going to be, the taxes are going to be like $120 or something like that. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to pony up another close to $500 or something like that. Just to be able to get the experience that I want to get. It's the new console. It's got the Z2 Extreme, whatever. But then I started poking around, and I started researching how much better actually is the Z2 Extreme over the Z1 Extreme. Because I know that you still got the Rogue Ally, you got the Rogue Ally X. You know what I'm saying? You got the Steam Deck OLED. And then, like I said, I noticed too, I didn't even realize that the Legion Go S here ran Steam OS. And so I picked up one of these. I got this open box, excellent condition at my local Best Buy, for a really great deal. And I just like the fact that this has a bigger screen on it. And so I just like the way Steam runs on this. There's nothing wrong with my Steam Deck aside from the fact that, a 7-inch display for me and just the fact that I have bad eyes, even though I've got prescription glasses on. I mean, I think I need a new prescription because it's getting to a point now to where I'm having to squint with my prescriptions on and sometimes just trying to read the little words, especially on the 7-inch display on my Rogue Xbox Ally. Some of the things I couldn't even read. I was having to ask my wife, can you read this? Like, what does this say? Taking pictures with my phone because I can blow up the screen on my phone and read. I'm like, I can't do this. I need a bigger display. And so I got this, basically to replace my Steam Deck. If I just want to run Steam on a machine that just natively runs Steam OS, that's what I have this for. But I mean, as far as like my Windows-based gaming handheld, when I started looking around at the options, my bad, y'all. I accidentally turned that on. Oh, no. Yeah, my bad. When I started looking at the options, I saw the Lenovo Legion Go open box for it was $614.90. Now I'm like, okay, wait a minute. I paid $599 plus tax for my Rogue Xbox Ally. So it's like you're telling me that I could return it and get a first-gen Lenovo Legion Go, much bigger display, kickstand, detachable controllers. The Legion Go 2 controllers are sold separately, so I can buy those if I just want the new ergonomics. Connect those to my Legion Go first gen because they work. Yeah, there's a bit of a battery difference with the Legion Go 2 versus the first gen Legion Go, but I can replace the battery and actually put a bigger battery in my Legion Go first gen than the Legion, or just make it comparable. Okay, I can increase the storage on my Legion Go. And so I was just like, well, and the Legion Go, the standard version and the top end Z2 Extreme version, I mean, they're sold out everywhere. And so who knows when those things are going to be in stock. But I was just like, man. And see, 2 years ago when this came out, I bought it. I had it on launch day. And I returned it because Windows can be super confusing. It was a bunch of updates and things that I had to do. And that was another thing with my Rogue Xbox Ally. I mean, it took me about 45 minutes, close to an hour just to do all the updates. And they don't standardize where all the updates are. There's 3 different places that you have to go and do updates. They don't tell you that. So, I mean, if you're giving that system to somebody who's just completely inexperienced, thinking that they're just going to turn it on, download games and game, they got another thing coming. And so 2 years ago, when I bought the first gen Legion Go, I got caught up into that. And like I said, I just wasn't really all that familiar with having to get into the settings and toggle this, toggle that to get games to run optimally. And so that was off-putting to me. So I returned it. Right? I didn't even really give it a shot because that's just the mindset that I'm in. I'm so into consoles. That's why I mess with consoles. And I think, the Nintendo Switch 2, which I have right here, this is great for stuff like that. If you don't want to have to worry about any settings, toggling this or that, you just want to just put the cartridge in, let the game data download to the system, and just press play. Press start. The Nintendo Switch 2 is excellent for that. Excellent for that. You don't have to deal with Windows, none of that. The Nintendo Switch 2 is an excellent device. And it's small, it's got a bigger display, it's nice and thin, compact, it's not heavy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's easy to carry around. I mean, I was messing with this yesterday and it was just kind of sitting over on my desk collecting dust, man, because I've been so tied up just messing with this Legion Go S Steam OS variant. And I pulled this out yesterday and started playing it and I was just like, man, yeah. Yes. The Switch 2. So it's like if you don't want to deal with all that whole PC aspect of things, to get a Switch 2. But the drop off is a lot of games that are on PC that you may want to play on your handheld, you're not going to be able to play on your Switch 2 because a lot of those titles, they're not coming to Switch 2. So that's the drawback with having a Switch 2. And when you have a Switch 2, you're locked into Nintendo's ecosystem. Now, different games, I mean, this is a very capable device. This little device is actually more powerful than what I thought it was. You got Chronos on here, and it's not just like it's not like it's like a downgraded port. No, it's the actual game. Madden 26 runs excellent on it. I'm a Philadelphia Eagle diehard fan. So, you know, we won the Super Bowl. Saquon's on the cover. Of course, I was going to buy the game no matter what. Physical copy. Because I'm like, man, that's memorabilia right now, man. That's a part of my life that I'll never forget. You know what I'm saying? I've been a Philadelphia Eagle fan ever since I was a small kid. You know what I'm saying? But then when it came out on the Switch 2, I was like, I'm going to buy it again because I want to see how this thing runs on the Switch 2. It runs on the Switch 2 beautifully. Beautifully. I'm playing the Blair Witch Project on my Switch 2 by Bloober Team. You know what I'm saying? I told you guys I'm into those horror games. You know what I'm saying? And I know that's an older one, but that was one that got by me. And I've had it for a little while now. You know, I just kind of jump around from console to console. Most of the time I'm on my Xbox. Then I'll give my PS5 Pro some love. And then, you know what I'm saying, I'll jump around to one of these handhelds and, you know, I'm on my Switch 2 now, but like I said, I got this Legion Go now, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta give that some love and get on it. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, $614.90. Best Buy open box. There's excellent condition, good condition, and fair condition. They had this. This was one that was in excellent condition, $614.90. So when I returned my Rogue Xbox Ally, I only had to pay a difference of like $16. This has a Z1 Extreme, bigger screen. You know, got modularity. I can change out the parts and things. I don't need a Legion Go 2. I don't. I can run Steam on this joint. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if I just want, you know, a bigger, I mean, I'm actually, now that I have this, I'm really contemplating on whether or not I actually need to keep my Legion Go S Steam OS variant. I'm really questioning that because this is an 8.8 inch monitor display. This is an 8-inch display. And although I've been playing this since I've had it, I can run Steam on this. Now, I got to test it to see, you know, just to make sure that, you know, Steam runs nice and fluid on this. Because like I said, even though I have a Steam Deck, I wanted something that has a bigger screen. So once I found that the Legion Go S here that they had a Steam version, oh man, I went and, you know, hopped on it immediately. Shout out to my man Tech Odyssey, because Tech Odyssey did a video on it and he was talking about it. And I was already considering it at that point, but after I watched Tech Odyssey's video, I was just like, yeah, man, there's nothing else to talk about, man. I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. And I was thinking, should I sell my Steam Deck? You know what I'm saying? Now that I got another machine that natively runs Steam OS. But I mean, this was my introductory, you know what I'm saying, to PC gaming. So it's like, I can't get rid of this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll pass it to my son or something. I don't know. Probably not, because he ain't going to take care of it. And I respect the tech no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Everything I own is in pristine condition. That's why my name is Pristine. I take care of everything. Everything. If you get something from me, it's as if you got it brand new. You know what I'm saying? So, man, yeah. Lenovo Legion Go, first gen, $614.90. They got them in good condition, open box at Best Buy for $590. $590 for a Z1 Extreme and all the things that this machine is offering. Man, to me, in my mind, there's no compelling buy right now than the Legion Go first gen because of where you can get them as far as price is concerned. In my mind, and I'm not trying to tell y'all how to spend your money, but there's no reason why you should go spend over $1,000 for a Legion Go 2 when you can get a 1 right now for $600. it's just a no-brainer. It's just a no-brainer. You know what I'm saying? So here's what I will say, right? If you're trying to make a splash into the handheld market and you're trying to figure out which one of these machines you should get, I'll say this. If you want to run Steam and most of the games that you want to play are on Steam, then man, I'll say this. Your first option should be the Lenovo Legion Go S Steam OS variant. And this is the 649 variant. This one has a Z2 processor, but then there's another one that's like 849 that has that one has a Z1 Extreme. This one has the Z2, but it's a less powerful variant of the Steam of the Z1 Extreme, I believe. But for the games that I want to play on Steam, this version runs them just fine, because basically this has very similar internals that the Steam Deck has. And I have yet to play any game on my Steam Deck that gave me problems. All the games that I've played on my Steam Deck, Resident Evil 4, Outlast Trials, you know what I'm saying? Those are another games that I like to play. Outlast, scary as hell. Man, you can't attack. All you can do is run and hide. Oh man, frightening. Frightening. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait for what Red Barrels has next. But yeah, so, you know, things just run exceptionally well on my Legion Go S. Things always ran well on my Steam Deck. But if you're not the type to where you're just like, I don't even want to have to deal with I don't even want to have to think about having to tweak this or toggle that. I just want to be able to download the game and play. The Nintendo Switch 2 is your best option. It's portable. It's modular. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you've got, you know, future proofing. You can, toss it in the dock. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this right here is the console. You put it on the dock, boom, it's on your TV. Right? I mean, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. You know what I mean? It's compact. It's got a big, beautiful display. Sounds great. Games run great. They look great. Yeah, if you don't want to have to think about messing with anything, Switch 2 is your best bet. But I'll say right now, if you want a Windows handheld PC, and you don't want to, if you're okay with spending over $1,000, then I'll say get a Rogue Xbox Ally X, get a Legion Go 2. But if you don't want to spend over $1,000 for a Windows PC, and you have the ability to take full advantage of Steam or your whole Game Pass, library of, or just, man, the first gen Legion Go, man. The first gen Legion Go, $600 right now, open box at Best Buy right now. I mean, there's nothing to talk about. There's nothing to talk about. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing to talk about. And I don't think that the S, even though, yeah, the S has some nice upgrades, especially that display. Because the Legion Go 2, that OLED 8.8 inch panel, ooh, man, I'm already knowing. But that doesn't mean that this display right here is bad. It just means that display on the Legion Go 2 is better. But if you can get the Legion Go first gen Z1 Extreme for $600, is the Legion Go 2 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, $400 more for the base Legion Go? $450? Or $700 better if you get the 1349 variant with the Z2 Extreme? Is the Legion Go 2 $700 better than the first gen one? And even brand new, the first gen Legion Go is $749.99. But I'll say, man, get this thing open box, man. Excellent condition. $614, or you can get it in good condition. Like I said, $591.50 or something like that. Open box in good condition at Best Buy. That is an absolute steal. I mean, it just, you're talking about Best Buy. Man, yeah. 614.90. And like I said, I returned my Rogue Xbox Ally and got this. This is a huge upgrade over the Rogue Xbox Ally. You know what I mean? Hey, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. I work very hard for my money, and I want to keep as much of it in my pocket as I possibly can. And so whenever I come across a deal like this, it is hard to pass up, ladies and gentlemen. And for the types of games that I like to play, the Z1 Extreme still to this day in 2025, on November 4th, 2025, the Z1 Extreme still holds its own. No question. No question about it. No doubts, no question. The games that I like to play, they are going to run just fine on the first gen Legion Go. And that's it, and that's all. That's all I got to say about it. You know what I'm saying? So you got all the reviews out here, people reviewing the Legion Go 2 and the Rogue Xbox Ally X, and everybody's, taking a crap all over the Rogue Xbox Ally. And that machine is good for what it does. Cloud gaming, indie titles, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it just comes down to the type of games that you like to play. I'm not saying that it's a bad system. I feel like that's the Series S of the handheld, and then the Rogue Xbox Ally X is the Series X of handhelds. Those two systems are catering to two different markets, just like the Legion Go 2 is catering to two different markets. If that's the case, then why don't they just have the $1349 variant of the Legion Go 2? No, there's a reason why there's a $1099 variant. Now, it's kind of crazy to think that the standard version is over $1,000, $1,100 for the standard variant. And it has the Z2, processor in it, which I believe is the same chip that's in the Legion Go S here running Steam. And remember, there's four of these. They came out with the Legion Go S, the Steam variant. You got this variant, which is $649, and then you got the Z1 Extreme variant, which is $849. But then, and that's just the Steam OS ones. They came out with Windows 11 variants as well. And I think those are priced very similarly with the Legion Go S. You see? So, I mean, I got some work to do, because now that I got my Legion Go first gen and I have this, if I load up Steam on my Legion Go and it runs as well as it runs on this, then I'm probably not going to keep this, because what will be the point? You know what I'm saying? I still got my Steam Deck here. And the reason why I bought this is because of the fact that it just has that bigger display and it runs Steam natively. You know what I'm saying? So if my experience on Steam is as good on my Legion Go first gen as it is on this, then yeah, I'm probably going to return this. And, like I said, I spent $600 on this. Man, that's $600 that'll go towards something else. But, yeah, but this thing is nice. I really enjoy it. I really love my Legion Go S, man. Yeah. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's me just weighing in on this whole handheld topic right now. I just want to weigh in on that for a bit, because, I'm a gamer through and through. It's actually very shocking and surprising that I don't have a gaming channel, because, like I said, I've been gaming ever since Vectrex. I was like 4 years old when I was exposed to that. I know a lot of you don't know what Vectrex is. Google it. And I've had every single console and handheld except for a Nintendo Wii. That's the only console that I didn't have. So it's like, when I tell you that I'm a true to the heart gamer, I'm going to be gaming until the casket drops. I don't care how old I get, whatever the latest console is, I'll be in my 90s. If I still got all my faculties, I'm still on the sticks. You know what I'm saying? Still on the sticks, still talking ish. You know what I'm saying? You know, whatever the latest console is, man. Yeah, I gotta start. Yeah, I know that cell phones is what I mainly do. But ladies and gentlemen, I was a gamer long before I got into tech like that, man. Long before I became a cell phone nerd and Android and Apple and now I'm doing other things, just having a lot of companies send me things and I'm reviewing different products and stuff like that. Obviously, the crux of my channel is mobile phones, and that'll continue to be the case. But I got a lot of ideas and thoughts and inputs on the whole gaming market. And yeah, I think that I'm experienced enough to where I can start to share, my thoughts on these things. And they just may be beneficial to someone, which is why I wanted to make this video and, just make a little splash in this handheld gaming market that we're in right now. But it's an exciting time. It's an exciting time to be a gamer. You got all these different handheld options. It wasn't always like this, So the envelope is definitely being pushed. You know what I'm saying? It's good for us consumers. Now, I'm not really too thrilled about the fact that these machines are coming out and they're over $1,000. I mean, that's crazy to me for a handheld. But I understand, you got the portability factor, and I get it. A lot of people want these things to work like their consoles work. They want them to work like their PCs. You know what I'm saying? And I understand that to an extent. You have a certain experience at home and you want to take that experience on the go. I get that. But it's going to come at a cost. And I've always learned that if you want to play, you got to pay. You got to pay to play. You really do. You know what I'm saying? That's real talk. But I'm just saying, though, you still can play practically. So rather than going to spend over $1,000 for a Legion Go 2, go get a first gen Legion Go for $600. Swap out the battery, swap out the memory. Well, this thing comes with a terabyte of memory. It's the same memory that's in the Legion Go 2, but I'm saying you could put 3-4 terabytes in this thing. If you're willing to tinker with it, you can swap out the battery, you can swap out the storage. Like I said, I mean, the new ergonomic controls on the Legion Go 2 are sold separately. You could snap those onto the Legion Go 1. And then at that point, the only thing that you're doing without is that OLED display. But I mean, the 8.8-inch display on the Legion Go first gen is good enough. Do you really need OLED? Do you? Yeah, it looks nice, but do you really need it? That's the question. Performance-wise, is the Z2 Extreme that much better than the Z1? Is it? Nah, not enough to justify the price difference. Not enough to justify the price difference. Not in my mind, at least. Maybe to you it does, but hey. And I'm the guy, I like the shiny new things. You know what I'm saying? I spend money on I'm still thinking about it. I still check Best Buy and just, it wouldn't be a surprise, ladies and gentlemen, if in a few days or whatever, I'm doing a review or an unboxing or something for the Legion Go 2. It wouldn't surprise me because I've always been that guy. But like I said, I'm trying to make smarter decisions financially and just spend money on what I need. I've spent a lot of money unnecessarily over the years, and that's been on tech, cars, just all types of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, just trying to dial it back a little bit and just be a little bit more, responsible with my spending. I mean, this was just a better buy in my mind. For what I want to use it for and the type of games that I like to play, this is all I need. I don't need to spend over $1,000. So, yeah, man, that's it. Because I'm going to keep rambling on, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, if you like this video, you already knew. Hit that thumbs up button. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell to expose yourself to tons of more videos that I've done like this one. Keep it locked at Pristine Mobile Tech. When you hit the notification bell, every time I drop a video like this or a cell phone review or whatever I'm reviewing, you'll get notified. Check it out. Comment section is where I'm always chilling at. Man, Get a hold of me in the in the comment section. Hit me with any questions, comments, feedback of any kind. If there's anything that I said that I didn't cover that you want me to cover, or if I misspoke about something, you know what I'm saying, correct me in the comments. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? All I ask is that we keep it respectful. That's it. That's it and that's all. You know? So you already know. Please stay safe. Get spiritually fit. Keep it pristine in every aspect of your lives. I'll catch you, and you. Yeah, you. In the back. You. Yeah, I see you. You. All y'all. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.